sorry, windshield wiper. It's a glorious, beautiful sunrise. Look at that. Oh, look at that steam coming out of that building. That's amazing. I was like, what is that? So it's some kind of weird steam. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful sunrise. And I just had to share that with you. I'm on my drive to work. It's a lovely morning. It's 48 right now degrees. I think it's supposed to be 70s today. Yeah, I believe so, because my dad made me jealous because he said, yep, I'm going golfing on Friday. And I mean, on Friday. I'm going golfing on Wednesday. It's supposed to be beautiful out. And I was like, okay, well, thanks. Thanks for sharing that. Oh my goodness, I've never seen this traffic like this. I don't know what's going on lately. This is just ridiculous. I'm never going to get to work. I'm going to have to do something different. This is insane. Okay, don't watch what I'm doing because it's not probably quite legal. Anyway, let me find another way. And yeah, I just wanted to share that beautiful sunrise. Okay, guys. Hey, guys. So, I made it around a little bit of traffic, but now I'm in traffic. So, yeah, this is getting insane around my house. Just absolutely insane. It used to be, it's just increasing every morning. It's so weird because nothing has changed in regard to like the time I leave or anything. But I used to be able to get on the highway pretty quickly. But, whoa, this morning, oh my goodness, there's just traffic jams everywhere. So, if you don't work or you work close to home, I'm jelly. Because
continue on I-30 West for 8 miles.
Thank you very much. But yeah, this is quite insane. So once I'm on the highway where I would think would be my traffic jam, yeah, there's traffic, but at least, as you can see, I'm moving a little. But the side roads to get on is just insane because it's all these roads converging on, of course, one highway entrance. So yeah, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Anyway, it's a beautiful morning. Stop whining. It is a lovely, lovely morning. Beautiful sunrise. Not a cloud in the sky. It's going to be nice temperature. I won't see any of it because I'll be in the office. But, yeah, it's nice to have sunshine outside my window when I'm working. Because I'm one of those people that I just need sunshine. I don't know. You one of those people? I have a friend, well, an acquaintance from Girl Scouts. Stop saying I will try. But she she's originally from Seattle, Washington, and she just loves the rainy, gloomy weather. Whenever it's like that here, she's on Facebook and she's just like, this is gorgeous weather. I'm like, no, it's not. So, let me know what kind of person you are. What kind of, like, what the weather does to you or doesn't do. Maybe it doesn't affect you at all, but I'm the kind that needs sunlight. A lot of sunlight. I like my house to have a lot of windows. I like my office because I have a window. The whole back wall is, window. The ledge and the window. So that's lovely. And yeah, I wish I had a convertible again. I used to have convertibles when I was younger, in my 20s, and the seat warmer's a little hot. In my 20s and teens, well, starting from 16 when I bought my very first car, it was a convertible. So I had convertibles, and then when I bought my very first new car, I don't know, I was 20, probably just right around 20, 21, something like that. I bought a brand new car. I bought a Firebird, and it was not a convertible, and I haven't had a convertible since. Miss it. I could use it down here, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I loved the sun, and I even would have the top down in the winter in Chicago. I know, crazy teenage girl, right? But it was fun. And yeah, I used to watch the Dallas show. Do you remember Dallas? Watch that show a little bit, and excuse me, and they would drive around here. There was snow on the ground, which is weird, and because I remember this scene going, what? And they had the top down on the convertible, and I was like, oh, I'm not the only one. But then I forgot totally about that when I moved down here, because I didn't realize it could get that cold and snow and all that, and I should have remembered that Dallas show. This guy wants to round me really bad because I am really bad, and I am in a turn lane, which is going to end right up there. And I'm trying to get over here, but there's so much dang traffic, and he knows what I'm doing, and he's not happy with me, and I wouldn't be happy with me either, sir. I made a boo-boo. I should have got over earlier, so I'm going to get out of your way, but I'm not going to pull too far close in front of the semi-truck. Sorry, sir. I know you're in a hurry. We all are, kind of. Anyway, I'm out of his way now. I'm out of everyone's way. So, yeah, I didn't remember that episode. I moved down here, and I was shocked it got cold. But, so we got a marina out here. I don't know how much you can see in there, but there's a marina out here, and it's huge. But they have a lot of sailboats there. It's really cool in, right around Christmas. They decorate the sailboat, I don't know what that's called. The big pole that sticks up that the sail hangs onto. But when you just, like right now, I could just see the sailboats with just that pole, but no sails on them. I've never been on a sailboat. But anyway, they decorate them for Christmas. So it's really cool when I drive by here in the evening around Christmas time and just see that all lit up and pretty. I miss that. Once the Christmas is over, it's just like, seems so gloomy and doomy because, you know, there's no beautiful Christmas lights out. But at least here in this area, it starts to get a bit warmer and more sunshine, and that helps me. When I left work yesterday at 6, the sun was kind of still up. By the time I got home, of course, it was dark. But so at least I'm getting that. So the days are starting to get longer. So I'm hanging on to that little glimmer of hope for my sunshine. And yeah, we'll get through this. But I'm kind of adjusting to these hours of work. It's still like I wish it wasn't 6 o'clock that I got off. But you know, whatever. Everything in life is a balance, and you just got to make sure that balance is more towards the good than the bad, and this job definitely is more towards the good. So it's just one of those things. And yeah, so I got my coffee drink. I brought my magical mocha coffee drink. Oh, delicious. Yes, I do drink it iced even in the cold. Just one of those girls. So you all saw my dilemma with my plumbing. Well, there was no plumbing issue. There was a very incompetent water service employees, actually, there were 2, that kept saying my water was on when it wasn't. So anyway, done with that dilemma. But that didn't get resolved till so late in the week. And I kept telling my daughter, I'm not sure I can make the cakes for the boys for their birthday because I don't have any water, so I couldn't wash everything. And she's like, oh my gosh, do I have to go buy one? I really don't have that in my budget. I'm like, I know, just hold on. So last minute I said I can do it. So y'all have seen that video, but oh my goodness. That was the fastest I've ever made cakes. Ever. Not totally pleased with the outcome. But they were, so that's all that's important in the world. That's all that matters, is the boys were happy. But my grandma used to ask me, my grandma and I baked, and we liked it, and she always baked little things, and I always baked cakes and stuff. So she always asked me, how do you get your cakes are always so fluffy and full and you know whatever, and I'm like, I don't know, I just make the cake. And I'm not like a cake maker, like I'm not making it from scratch, which I do want to learn, but I use cake mix. But I was telling her, I don't know, they always turn out great. So karma finally got me, or whatever that is, fate, whatever. Where am I getting off of here? I'm getting off of here. Okay. So, because I'm seeing this traffic slow down, my GPS lady usually gets me off of here before traffic gets too bad. Anyway, so I got home, I left work Friday, 3:30, headed straight for, where did I go? Walmart. I was going to go to Hobby Lobby, and I'm like, no, what if they don't have something I need? I'm just going to go to Walmart and hope they have it. Making 2 cakes, buying all the stuff for it can be quite expensive. This was very expensive. And you just look at it's so expensive. But anyway, so I got the cake mixes. I got strawberry for Grayson's cake. That was the soccer cake. And I got vanilla because Jackson asked for vanilla for his Lego cake. And I bought the frosting because I wanted those colors. So I kept reading, and I'm like reading about how to make frosting really, really, really red. Because normally, if you've ever made frosting or cakes, you keep putting the food coloring in there, and it's like pink, darker pink, darker pink, darker pink. It's hard to get a red. And then in these recipes and these things I was reading, they were like, if you add too much of the red coloring trying to make a red frosting, it can make your frosting bitter. It can bother, it can affect the taste of the frosting. And I didn't want to do that. So then I saw they actually sell red.
In 2 miles, take
Yes,
exit
ma'am.
58 toward Northwest Drive.
Thank you. They actually make this bright red frosting in the can, So I thought, okay, well, the heck with it. I'll go do that. Change lanes safely here. I'm going to do that, and that will, I only had, Friday evening and Saturday morning. The party was Saturday at 3. So they had great recipes that I could have made a frosting, and they're like, what you do is you make this frosting, but you do it earlier in the week, and then the longer you let it sit in the fridge, the darker the red becomes into a vibrant red color. Well, of course, I can't do that. I've got, less than 24 hours. So, 24 hours. So, excuse me. So, I bought the red, and then the same thing with the green. I was like, oh, I might have the same issue with the green. This is a perfect green color. I'm just buying it. So, I bought the frosting. I did cheat on that. So, I get home Friday evening. Oh, and I wasn't sure I had the square and the rectangle pans. I was almost positive I did, but I wasn't sure. So I'm like, just the heck with it, just buy it. I'm going to have to return it because I did have it already. So I didn't use it, and I'm going to return it. But I bought the pans, and then I had to buy, what else did I buy? Oh, I wasn't sure how to do those little circles on the top of the Lego, the parts that connect them. So I was debating whether to use fondant or not. So I bought a big package of red fondant. I thought I could return it if I decide not to use it. Then I needed some littler fondant because I used fondant only for, I was going to use it for the cake and then decided against it. But
in a quarter mile,
then
take exit 58
be quiet,
toward
lady.
Northwest
I know where
Drive.
I'm going. Then, then I put his name on the front, like the cake had it, like a Lego's design. So I had like a black fondant, like an outline behind it, and then the red fondant letters spelling out his name. You're not gonna let me get over there. You're not a kind Texas gentleman. Thank you. I will get over after you. You must be in a bigger hurry than me. So I had to buy that, and that's not cheap. And then I needed, which I've never bought before. I don't know how I haven't bought it in my stash of cake tools, but the little letter cutouts, you know what I mean? So I bought the little letter cutouts, and those were like $20 for the box of those. So I could cut out Jackson's name perfectly, and they work amazing. They work amazing. If you ever get them at Walmart in their cake decorating section, it's a little plastic case, and it's got all your letters in there. And what's nice about it is you just roll out your fondant real thin, and then you just dip these. They got a little handle like on the top of it. You dip, you easily cut out your letters, and then if they stick inside the mold, they give you this nice little stick with a real pointy end and like a not so pointy end, and there's actually a hole there, and you just poke it in there, and the letters fall out very easily without getting damaged. So anyway, it's hard to explain, but it was really good. So if you ever need that, they may have it somewhere else, but I know that one works amazingly. So I had to buy that, and then I had to buy the white icing to make the lines. Anyway, I get all that. By the time I get home, it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock, whatever. So I'm tired and haven't eaten. But I decided, let me get the cake started because that's going to take forever. And then I want to, I need to get them in the refrigerator so that I can frost them. It's easier if they're cold, either a little bit in the freezer or the fridge. And then when you frost them, you don't get as much crumbs in your frosting. So I wanted to do all that. Anyway, I baked these cakes. And I baked them the same as I always do. I don't know what the difference is, other than maybe it's because I had the eggs sitting on the counter and I wasn't pulling them out of the refrigerator. The eggs I just bought. That's the only thing I can see different. I don't know. But anyway, every cake, and I made 4 cakes. No, yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 cakes. Every one of them came out flat. They only like about this big. The one in the rectangle one came out like this. I don't know what I did wrong. I couldn't figure it out, and I was so exhausted after baking these 4 individual cakes, because you gotta mix it and then pour it in the pan and then put it in the oven and wait for that, then make the next batch and go through the whole thing. So it was hours, and they all were, I ended up not using any of them. So there goes Friday night. And Saturday morning I get up, I run to Kroger, get more cake mix, and come home, rebake the cakes. So now you're talking, I've only got like 3, I have 4 hours. 4 hours. I had 4 hours to make these 2 cakes. I've never made and decorated 2 cakes in that amount of time. So I'm stressing. And so I get the cakes made. Luckily these turn out. So I don't know what the difference was, but they turned out. So that's all I was concentrating on, the positive, right? They turn out. I get them in the refrigerator. I get them coated. I'm making the cakes, everything. Grayson's cake was hard because not hard, but physically, because you just had to keep squeezing that piping bag and make all the little blades of grass, the entire top of that 13x9 cake. So my hand's cramping. I might have taken a break between it, but I didn't have time. So I was like, just gotta finish the cake. So yeah, I was struggling with that. Do I turn here, sweetheart?
At the light.
At the light. Thank you. Okay, so I'm doing all that, and I get his lines on, and luckily I had ordered those little toppers from Amazon Thursday, and so they got there Friday, so I had those. And then I had ordered these Lego molds, Lego block molds, rubber molds from Amazon also at that same time. And that's the other thing I bought at Walmart were the chocolate melts, so that I could make, I'm going here? Okay. So that I could make the Lego bricks out of chocolate. And I got blue, and what did I get? Blue, green, yellow, and orange. So I had all those colors to make the cute little Lego blocks to put around the bottom of the cake. One of them was so cool. I've never bought this before. Normally they just taste like vanilla, and if you've ever purchased those, make candy out of or whatever. But Walmart had the yellow ones, and they were lemon. They were lemon flavored. They would be so good. Yeah. If you had like a little cookie, like a plain vanilla cookie or something, and you dipped it in the chocolate, the lemon chocolate. I think that would be so delicious. Am I getting on the highway or am I not? 2.2 miles, you're getting on the highway. Okay, girl, I will do that. So let me over. Thank you.
Keep left at the fork.
Yes, ma'am. Keep left at the fork. I always look for the fork. I didn't see a fork. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting wacky. So yeah, lemon flavor. It was delicious. I could picture them on lots of things. It was so good. So anyway, I made all those Saturday. Well, I started those Friday night because that part holy crap. Sorry, but a big truck wasn't gonna let me over. Oh, bye. They make the ramps because this is all under construction. If you live here, you know what I mean. Completely under construction, so the entry ramps onto the highway are extremely short, and they're full of semis. Yeah, So your heart skips a beat every time you get on here, but whatever. So yeah, I started them Friday. So that was easy. You just melt the chocolate. I use the microwave. You just melt the chocolate, put it in the molds, poke it down, make sure it gets into all the little circle parts on the top of the Legos. Leave it for a bit until it hardens. You don't have to put it in the fridge or anything. You just leave it. And then you just poke them out, and they all came out beautifully. They were great molds. So I did that Friday. I think I did 2 batches Friday night after the cake fiasco. And then I did a couple more Saturday morning, and I decorated the cakes. The part I wasn't happy with, which I probably shouldn't point out because maybe you didn't notice, but the circle parts on the top of the Lego one, I didn't have time to freeze those pieces. So when I was trying to frost them, cake crumbs were going everywhere because I had to cut those circles out, so they all had raw edges, crumbs. Yeah, just didn't come out. And I cut out the little Lego word to put on the top of each one of those. And then, such a doofus. So I put Jackson's name on the cake, I put the circle tops on and everything, and then I realized that I put the little circles on upside down, so that when you looked at the cake with his name on it, the Lego words were upside down. Yay. So that's what happens when you rush. So then I had to take those off and turn them around. Yeah, it was just a mess. But anyway, I finished them just within minutes. I had just enough time to get dressed, put makeup on, and get the heck out of the house. And then I have to drive all the way to my daughter's, and that's always like stressful because you're like, don't stop fast, don't do anything, let the cakes get there in one piece, you know. So, at least these were flatter cakes. It was a little less stressful than some cakes I've made. The worst one was the one I made for Dumbo in the bathtub. That one I was so afraid everything was going to fall over on the ride, but it didn't. So I get there and I get out, and I can only carry, one cake at a time. So I carry in the Lego one first, and the boys, run to the door to open it up, and I'm, like, happy birthday, whatever. And then Grayson, I guess, got all sad, and I hear Jackson go, no, don't worry, she's got your cake in the car, she made you a cake too. And so I think he thought, she's only got one cake. And because it was sad, he didn't have a lot, like his age, the kids didn't come to his birthday party, so he didn't have many friends there at all, where Jackson had a whole bunch because he's older, and the kids, so we're thinking maybe the younger kids just don't remind their parents, because they're young, or the parents forget about the party. Oh no, car trouble on this road where there's no place to pull over. Oh, those poor people. Oh my goodness. They had help, so I would have stopped, but they had help. Anyway, so yeah, that was kind of sad. So Jackson had a whole bunch of kids. So then when I carried in, I went back out and got Grayson's cake, and I came in, and he was all the way in the house, and as soon as I put it down on the table, he looked at it, and this just look of joy came on his face, and he's like, Grandma, it's exactly like I envisioned. It's just like, oh, my heart. So yeah, so when he said that, my daughter pulled me aside, and she's like, yeah, he sent you the picture that he wanted his cake, and the picture that he had sent me was just a green flat frosted cake with white lines on it for like the goals and the fields, like the white lines I had on there. And that's all it had. And I thought, no, I'm going to get the rest of the stuff. You got to have the players on it. You got to have the whole thing. And I'm not going to do a flat frosting on it that should look like grass and, the whole thing. So it was worth the effort and the trouble and the frustration of doing it that quickly. It was all worth it just to see that look on his face and to hear him say that. So Jackson was pleased with his cake too, but it was exactly like the picture, kind of where Grayson's I embellished more because it was an opportunity for that. So he was very, very thrilled. So I was so happy at that. And then I went in to pick up Amelia out of her crib. She's 3. And as soon as I walked in, she's like, hi, Grandma. And then she's like, oh, I love unicorns. Because I wore that unicorn t-shirt that I got from Temu, the one that says something about I'll get over it, but I need to be dramatic first or something like that. Anyway, I knew she loved unicorns, so I wore that. I didn't dress up. And she's like, I love you, unicorn. And then I wore the Temu Happy Birthday earrings. And she was like, Grandma, I love your earrings. So it was funny. But yeah, they bring such joy. And then I showed you the party, so it was very loud. And it was kind of interesting because now that the kids are 10, you know, or so, Jackson at least, they're 10 and 7 now, so all the little 10-year-olds, you had girls and boys over, everybody from, I guess she invited their classes, you know. So at first, gosh, for the first like hour, they all just sat on the couch on their phones and not talking to each other, or, you know, not doing anything, just kind of on their phones. And her husband kept going, you know, oh no, they're having fun. I said, I don't think they're having fun. So my daughter's like, I don't know what to do at this age. It was too cold. I couldn't get like a bounce house or anything, which she normally does, even though they're getting a little old for that, the older one. She's like, I don't know what to do. And I said, oh my gosh, remember Girl Scouts? Remember things we used to do? I'm like, you could play, you know, charades. You could have them do Pictionary. You could have them do, you know, games like that, whatever. What's the other one we used to play? It's like a mixture of charades and Pictionary, and I can't think of the name right now. I remembered at the time. But that game, or, you know, whatever. And she's like, dang it, I didn't even think of that. She's like, oh, oh, dang, what's the name of the one? I want to say Limbo, but it's not Limbo. The one where it's all the colored dots, you know, on the mat, and you got the spinner, and then you got to put your hand here and your leg there, and you all are screaming it out right now. And I forget the name. But, yeah, she's like, I could have got that. That would have been fun. I'm like, yeah, you got to just think of our Girl Scout days and what we used to play or do at different events and have fun. And that's that age level. What I should remind her of is we used to do, and it was so much fun. It was messy, but it was so much fun. The girls had a blast. Because I used to plan all the events. And with my girls, the girls would plan with me to run the events for all the girls. All the ages, and we would play that. Remember that show, Minute to Win It, or something like? So they had all the little mini games. What was one we played was I took a piece of bubble gum, a ball of bubble gum, and I put that in a pie pan, and then I filled the pie pans, all of these pie pans, with whipped cream, and so the girls had to get, you know, the first one to get the bubble gum out of the whipped cream without using their hands, so they do it with their faces. They won something, so that was fun. One of them, you gave a team toilet paper roll. Each of the teams got a whole toilet paper roll, and they had to wrap one member of their team like a mummy in it, and the first ones to, you know, finish the whole roll would win. You know, games like that. And they had a blast from teenage all the way down to the little ones. So I got a reminder of that, and maybe I can help her plan next year a bunch of games and things that we could do. Oh, you are in a hurry, sir. That lane ends. Yep, you almost hit that car. Wow. Oh, wow, wow. Wow. Isn't it fun watching some people drive? I got my little cam here, my little recorder. Remember the one I won in Farmland, I think? I've got that one up just in case something were to happen. I've got video of it because that guy was insane. Anyway, so yeah, I gotta remember that and help her think of games and things, and let those kids have fun, because yeah, they were just this age with the phones, and it's like they got them so young now. All the 10-year-olds had phones, and they were just all on their individual phones, and I'm like, they've lost the ability almost to communicate with each other and to have fun and, you know, all that kind of stuff. They're just, yeah, it was sad. So she finally brought out a couple games, and somebody started playing one, and then they started playing some kind of Truth or Dare or something like that game that was on their phones, and then they started playing, and then they started having more fun. Oh, and then they had put up these giant balloons. I think I showed you the balloons. I think I showed you them hitting each other. They were hitting each other with the balloons. But they put up giant balloons of the letters of Happy Birthday, and then they just kept falling off the wall So he took them down and gave them to the kids and like, here, have fun with these. Of course, they were beating each other with them. And anyway, so Amelia came over and tried to hit me with one of them. And so I stole it from her, and I bopped her on the head with it, and she very dramatically fainted on the floor. And my daughter said, yeah, that's her new thing. So she would just run around the kitchen, she'd come around the corner and see me, and then she'd just faint. She reminded me of that old thing with fainting goats. That's what she got. Well, you touch her and she just faint. And very dramatically, it was like a whole on the floor. That was hysterical. And then our other new thing now is, so everything, how's the cake? Are you having fun? So yeah, that's her new thing. So that was pretty dang cute. But yeah, she's such a goofball. And then I think I showed you on the video that she was going and getting all the candy from the piñatas, and then she would go underneath the table that had a tablecloth on it, so you couldn't see her under there, and then there was a bench behind it, and she'd come and put all the candy there. And my daughter was like, oh, she doesn't have any candy. And I'm like, girl, look at her stash. She's like, oh my God, Amelia. She was still wrong. She's like, I didn't even see her do that. I'm like, yeah, because she's hiding under the table. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's a goober. But it was a good time. Loud. Ooh, loud. But oh my goodness, seriously, there's a train. So I'm doing traffic, school zones. I hit like 5 school zones on the way to work. So you got to slow down to 20. And now there's a freaking train. Well, I don't see a train yet, so there's the train. Okay, at least it's just the little dark train, it's just got 3 cars on it, so that was fast. Okay, whoo. The little commuter train, I wish it only runs in straight lines out from the city. So, oh, there's another one going that way too. Wow, but it's short. So let's go now. Maybe, is that it? Yay, I think. Lights are, yep, lights are turning off. Hallelujah, okay. I was envisioning like a freight train sitting here for 20 minutes. Whew. Anyway, yeah, the trains only go to the city, so like there's a train right by my work. But there's no train in my town. They voted for no public transportation in my town. So I'd have to drive to the next town, get on the train, and I thought I could get to work, but no, I'd have to go all the way downtown, get on another train, and go all the way back out to work. So that would be quite ridiculous. But I thought that would be nice. I loved taking the train. Sorry, I skip subjects a lot, if you don't know that by now. Squirrel. But in Chicago, when I worked in the Sears Tower, which I will always call the Sears Tower. Sorry, Willis. But I worked there, and I lived about 30 miles west of the city at one point when I first started working down there. And I would take the train down, and it was so relaxing, and I could read, which I love to read, especially that I read a lot. But I would read all the way, my whole trip down. You didn't have to worry about traffic. You didn't have to worry about these drivers that cut other drivers off or me off. You didn't have to worry about trains or school zones. It was just a train ride. And it took about 45 minutes, an hour, something like that, if I remember right. But unless you caught an express, then you were like, woo. But yeah, I loved it. So I thought, I'd love doing that again. I could have some me time, blah, blah, blah. Nope. It would be just a pain in the tushy. I just happened to be on the line in Chicago, so it was a straight, 5-minute drive to the train. Train goes all the way downtown, get off the train, and then it was a couple block walk over to the Sears Tower, and I was at work. So yeah, that was fun. And it did, I don't know if I ever mentioned this, it took me, I worked way up high, I can't remember the floor, but it was really, really high. From the door down on ground level, from the door entrance into the tower until I got into my office, could take 15 minutes. And it's because you'd have to wait for the first elevator. You have to get to the first elevator, wait for that. That would take you up so many floors, and then I have to go to another bank of elevators and take that up the remaining, floors to my office, and then get to my office. So a little interesting tidbit there, and that tower moves. It's made that way, but I knew that, but knowing it and feeling it are two totally different things. So I'd be at work and the tower you could feel it swaying, depending on the wind for the day. It is the windy city. So yeah, it was windy a lot. And my view was of part of the city and then the lake. So it was a beautiful view. I would get scared to death at certain times because the window washer was a machine. And so just out of the blue, you'd be sitting there, not paying that much attention. You have the window near you. And then all of a sudden there'd be something in the window and it'd just catch your attention and be like, ah! It's like, what would be that high in the sky? Well, it's the window washer machine. So that would kind of like, startle me. And so that was interesting. But I loved working in that building. Loved working. And then I moved downtown. I was in my early 20s. I moved downtown and I could just walk under Lake Michigan. Not under Lake Michigan. Under Lakeshore Drive. There's a tunnel. You walk from my apartment under the tunnel and I was at the lakefront. And it was just, it was a great time. I would just go out there and bring a blanket, lay and relax and read a book and just watch the boats and stuff. Or I could go down to the beach. I would ride my bike from where I lived, all the way into downtown and ride around there, get some lunch, ride back. It was a wonderful time. I had a doggy there too, so I take the dog walking by the lake, and that was cool. So it was a great experience, and I always wanted my kids to have that experience of being on your own and living on your own and just enjoying that lifestyle for a while and get it all out of your system while you're in your 20s or whatever. Both of my kids went straight into relationships, and I was like, and it'd be okay if they all worked out well, but they didn't. So yeah, and they never had that experience because I just think it brings self-confidence. It allowed me not to get in real bad relationships where I felt like I was stuck, because I knew that if something didn't work out or whatever, I didn't need someone to be in my life to support me. I didn't need someone to do all the things I needed done, like around the house or anything. I just didn't need all that. I didn't need constant companionship because I enjoy my own company. And I knew that from living alone. So not that I made good decisions. I didn't make good decisions husband-wise, but I was never stuck anywhere because I knew I could take care of myself. And I don't think, well, my son knows that now, but he still has a great need to have a companion. It's more of like a need than a want. Mine was always I wanted somebody. I didn't need them. I wanted them. And I think my daughter is stuck in the same way that, she's got 3 kids, and if she ever decided it wasn't working out, now how do you support the kids, and da-da-da-da. It's just, she just doesn't have that, that foundation. She didn't allow herself that foundation, and I feel bad about that, and probably could have done more, but, hindsight. We do the best we can as parents, right? Nobody gave us a book. Nobody gave us an instruction manual. We do what we can, the best we can, and yeah, that's all we can do. We can just say, I'm sorry I wasn't what you thought would be the best parent for you, but I tried my best, and I learned along the way. Sometimes I learned things too late, so sorry, but there it is. There's nothing I can do about it. And as you become an adult, I truly believe, I know you can have, I'm not talking about horrific things, but you can have bad things happen in your childhood or whatever, or, my mom didn't do this enough for me, or my dad didn't do that enough for me, and that's great. But as you become a true adult, now it's the time to go, all those things happen. Now what am I going to do about it? How am I going to deal with it? How am I going to change my life so that, I'm a great person and my life is good? Instead of some of the people that are always just, my life will never be good because my mommy didn't love me enough, or, something like that. And yeah, it's sad, and yeah, be dramatic about it and all that, but then move on. make your life the way you want it, become the parent you thought your parents should be, do all those kind of things. But anyway, so get off that soapbox. Yeah, here's the train right by my work, but yeah, can't get there. That's what my dad used to say when we first moved here. Everything's on the highway here.
Turn right.
And so we'd be driving down on the highway and we'd see someplace we wanted to go, like a restaurant or something. And he'd be like, I can see it, but I just can't get there. I'd be like, Dad, but it was true. By the time we'd see it, we had passed, the exit, because the exit's first, and and oh my gosh, it happened so much the first few years we lived here. Like, oh, there it is, but oh, there it goes. So it's quite funny. Gotta get my little parking pass. Anyway, I'm at work, so it wasn't that bad of a drive. Thank you for keeping me company, making the time go faster. I have this week just so busy with the cakes and everything, and then Sunday I just kind of chilled. And then my dad and mom knocked on the door and were like, "Do you want to drive an hour with us to go get a hot dog?" I'm like, in my head going, "No, I just want to lay on the couch and be a vegetable." And then the other part of me going, "But they're my parents and I'm so lucky to have them and I need to spend all the time I can with them. So yes, I'd love to." So, I mean, I did love to, but then the other half of me was like, I just want to be a veggie. So, so we went and I had a good time and a great hot dog, and it was great, but I didn't get to chill. So I didn't get to my work outfit thing, and I just remembered I forgot this morning. So I got to get it here. Maybe I'll do it in the bathroom, but, I've been trying every morning. This is Wednesday when I'm filming this, but I've been trying every morning to show you the outfit that I'm wearing for that day. So I wasn't able to do it pre-week like I want to, but I've been trying to do it every day. Some of you asked about that, and that's cool, and I like to share that, and maybe you can go, ooh, maybe this would have gone better with that, or something, whatever, nicely. Ooh, sun, whoa. Can you see it? Oh my goodness, that's bright. Then we get to the parking garage. Oh, and it goes away. Woo! Okay, well, so I will get that video out to you, and I'll try to do better next week, hopefully. Things will go a little better. One of my coworkers will be on vacation next week. That's sad. I'll miss her. But anyway, okay, I'm here. I'm leaving you. Bye. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you my purchase of the desk little organizer thing here. I love this thing. So I did put those bottom things under here as support. They're right there and right there. I don't know if you can see under there. There we go. So those were those two pieces I thought were extra that are not. Anyway, so my laptop goes nice on here. I've got a drawer I can put my notepads in, another little drawer. I've got a section I keep my little business cards in, and then two other little sections. There's my little magnifying glass. So I love this thing, nice and sturdy. Like I said, cords can go under there. There's a hole for them. This thing is wonderful. It lifts this up. It uses this, neglected empty space underneath your laptop where, just wasted space, where now it's storage and usable. And then when I leave at night, I stick him under there and my desk looks nice and neat. There's my ducky. Hi, ducky. So anyway, just wanted to show you all that. Everything else is still working, and yeah, I love it. I added my plants. I can show you up here. I added my little fake plants up there, and then I've got some down there. My picture I made. I've got that little area. I got Bella up there. I want to put her on this metal piece here, but I need my metal hook and I keep forgetting to bring it. So let's take you back around again. And then I've got my little area. Just blocking that over there. I got to turn my light on. I always forget to turn my light on. So I got that little area there too, and all my cool pens are in there. So that's it. I just wanted to show you everything, and this thing I love. It brings me joy every time I look at it. And then I've got some decorations here for the holidays. So I got that, and I got a little heart hanging from Dollar Tree. All right, I'm gonna get to work before anybody gets here. Bye.